NZXT released the H500 mid-tower, I wasn't sure how they were going to improve on it and what they were going to do next. It was an awesome case, and well, sometimes the iterations are best left to be small ones, and that's exactly what we've got for the new H510 Elite. Small refinements on what is one of the best mainstream mid-tower cases that you can buy. Before we dive into that though, a huge thanks to MSI for sponsoring our trip to Computex this year. You can check out their latest range of X570 motherboards for gamers and creators in the link in the description. So this is the H510 Elite, a $150 mid-tower that's a tidy little refresh on the popular H500. So the main center of attention here is the tempered glass front panel, giving you a full view of the RGB fans that come pre-installed. On the original H500, this was completely blocked with a steel panel. You'll still find that on the H210, H510, and H710 that we'll look at in just a bit, but on the Elite, we're now exploring that full glass look. The glass is removable without struggle too, which is great to see, and it mounts via clip-in pegs just like the side panel. It does come with two pre-installed fans, and those are the 140mm Air 2 RGB fans. Those will hook up directly to the new iteration of the Smart Device Hub. Another change here is the front I/O that's located at the top still. That's now updated with a Gen 2 Type-C port, and we now just have a single audio port, although a splitter is included. In terms of color options, we've got the black and white model here, or you can just go with plain black. Personally, I think the white and black looks absolutely beautiful. It's super clean, and the contrast between the matte white finish and the dark tempered glass works really well. Now for those concerned about airflow, feel free to refer back to my original H500 review and thermal testing, where we found that for both CPU and GPU thermals, they were right in check with other mid-tower cases. So although it might look like your system is going to be insanely choked, you are actually getting enough fresh air. That's achieved through ventilation on the right side panel, and as you can see here, the fans are deep enough to effectively pull air through those cutouts. This means that the H510 Elite will be a positive pressure airflow case compared to the original H500, which only had a single fan at the rear, making it a negative pressure biased case. But of course you still do have those 120mm fan positions towards the rear of the case if you do want to balance things out. Now we also have some minor refreshes in the form of the H210, H510 and H710. They now get an updated side panel without thumb screws that interrupt the glass, so the same as what we had on the H500. The side SSD bracket also mounts without retention clips like it did before. Now it just simply drops in. The benefit here is that if you don't want to use the SSD in this position, you're not left with those visible mounting holes in the side of your power supply shroud. The H210, H510 and H710 will now come in at $79, $69 and $139 US respectively, and the I variants with the Smart Hub and the RGB LED strip are there too for roughly a $30 premium. Now what's interesting to me is that they didn't even bother with the H400 refresh in the form of the H410. That's the micro ATX model for those who aren't familiar with it, and this could be a strong indicator that PC gamers just aren't interested in micro ATX systems. And honestly guys, after seeing all of the X570 motherboards on display at Computex this year on the show floor, I think that's pretty accurate. The only micro ATX X570 motherboard that I actually saw on the show floor was from ASRock, and even then that board is one of the lowest in their X570 stack. Anyway, without getting too sidetracked, I'm pretty keen on getting my hands on the H510 Elite, not so much for thermal testing or a review, seeing as functionally it's going to perform pretty similar to the H500, but in my opinion because it's one of the cleanest looking mid-tower cases to date, and I honestly just can't wait to build in it. I've been hinting at planning a 3rd gen Ryzen custom loop in my previous videos, and apart from tackling that problem in an SFF case, I'd also love to do it in this case right here. Now something else that I thought was really cool was a nice little software update on the way for the NZXT Cam software, and they're actually working on users being able to upload their own RGB lighting profiles for other users to download and apply to their system. I personally think this is awesome and would really put them ahead in the RGB lighting game. I think a lot of you guys would love to just click apply and get a nice looking RGB profile for your system right away, rather than spending 20 to 30 minutes on every single LED trying to dial and get things looking right. So that's it from NZXT at Computex, or at least what I can show you for now. They are working on some really cool stuff behind the scenes, but that is all I can share with you guys for now. Stay tuned for a few more Computex videos hitting your subscription box in the coming days. A huge thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.